Hi, hello, it's me. Today, we're doing a Elden Ring run as Okina, the guy in the mountaintops that invades you at the church, him. So, yeah, basically he wields the rivers of blood, and I'm gonna do more videos like this, maybe once every 2 months, but school's about to start, so no promises. Alright, first things first, we huck ourselves off of the Grafted Scion cliff, because we don't need to fight it. Okay, let's see if we can do this whole Limgrave thing in under 10 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go. And we finish with 4 minutes and 55 seconds left to spare. Not bad. Over the river and through the woods to slash some dragon toes so we can get a bunch of runes and level up. I also cheesed the knight's cavalry instead of fighting it like a man, but we don't need to talk about that. I then go to kill Nereus to get to Patches. This fight actually caused me more trouble than I would like to admit, but eventually I got him. Not Patches though, he was still easy. I then go to Fort Height to kill the Fort Knight, even though it was already dead, to get the Bloody Slash Ash of War, which is basically just a mini corpse piler because you only swing once and it does damage to yourself. I also get the Dectus Medallion left. Off to Fort Feroth to get the Dectus Medallion right, and I think we're ready for Margit. We grab the strength tier on the way, and time for Margit. Immediately, as soon as I get into the boss room and get my first hit off of Margit, I realize that I am severely underleveled. Talk to Rena, go to Liurnia for the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 1, spend 15 minutes looking for the entrance, come back to this, where the Crystallian isn't moving and I can't hit it. But luckily, my brain is about the size of your mom, and I use Bloody Slash to kill myself to reset the area. Crystallian goes down in the first try. This boss is easy. Turns out I'm dirt poor and have to exchange in a knife fight with the local homeless to get some extra cash. 1 sacred deer. 2 sacred deer. 3 sacred deer. It's market time. Again. Yeah, being underleveled was bad. It was a bad idea. But being more leveled up now definitely helped. I traded a lot during this fight, which was weird, but oh well, he's dead. Onward to Snotville. We talked to Gostok to make him open the gates, because we're not sissies. We're not taking the sissy way. Who do you think I am? We also kill him, because he's going to take our runes if we die, even though that's never going to happen. From doing so, we also get his bell bearing, which is, I guess, a plus. I don't die on the danger path, even though there was a couple close calls, but, I mean, it's pretty much second nature right by now. Yeah. Godric time. I'm sure this fight is going to go way easier than I expect. First death, I get too greedy. Next death, I make it to second phase, but die because I get too greedy. Next death, I got too greedy, broke the first rule of Elden Ring, and got grabbed. Hey, can you guess why I died on this one? Yeah, I got too greedy. Final attempt goes, well, I wouldn't say smoothly. I traded a lot, and I used all of my flasks because... Why did... Oh, I know exactly why I used all of my... It's because Bloody Slash does damage to you. That's the excuse I'm gonna use. It's because Bloody Slash does damage to you. That's why I used all of my flasks. Okay, well, this is kind of boring. It's just Godric. I'm just gonna let the rest of this fight play out. I get to Raya Lucaria, and I fail the swag jump. Not one, but 2 times. Like, I mean, look at this one. I'm on there, and then I'm dead. It doesn't make sense. Third time I make it, though. Steal the key from under the dragon's nose because I'm a sissy. Get the dexterity tier before we get into Raya Lucaria, and time for Red Wolf. Does anyone else just, like, hate this boss run up to Red Wolf? Like, what is this? Any other Souls game? Alright, folks, it's time to play. How many hits does it take to kill Red Wolf of Radagon? 1 hit. Oh, but we trade that one, folks. 2 hits. 3 hits. Oh, and we trade that one too. 4 hits, and oh, we're so close. And 5 hits, and that's the end. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next time on How Many Hits Does It Take to Kill Red Wolf of Radagon? On to Renala. Moongrim falls down the elevator. What an idiot. First fight goes well enough. I 2-cycle the first phase and I get too greedy in the second phase. Jeez, why are all my deaths just because I'm too greedy? Die 3 more times. I go to Altus to level up my flasks and get the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 2. With my weapon now up to plus 12, the fight goes a lot better and I beat her the first try back. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put all my ramblings in here. I really do not like the first phase of Renala. I mean, it's fine. I know how to do it. It's just kind of boring. And then the second phase is fine until she starts summoning. Like, dude, I just want to fight you. Like, she's super easy other than the summons. So, yeah, that's kind of my rant. Cool. Don't you forget about me. Now to fight Radon. And guess what happens? I die. A lot. After dying so many times, I get so mad that I have to throw myself off a cliff. I come back with more health, and the fight goes much easier. I beat him on, like, my 3rd try back. I figured out that I can do as much damage as possible in the first phase before he's insane, and then kind of just let the NPCs do the job in the second phase. And now that I'm thinking about it in hindsight, I never needed to fight Renala. If I was just gonna fight Radon anyway, because I forgot that for my end build, I need the Alexander's Jar Shard, or I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But yeah, so I needed to fight Radon. That's why I'm doing this. I don't know why I fought Renala, but you win some, you lose some. You got a friend in me. Alexander's stuck in a hole, so we have to oil him up to be able to pop him out. For more information, Google oiled up and stuck in hole on your work computer. Next, I head all the way up Mount Gelmio before realizing that I had to take a different way to get to Alexander. Start Millicent's questline. Kill Nile, even though it took me more tries than I would like to admit. Give Millicent the needle. Get the Valkyrie's prosthesis. Give it to Millicent. Kill the Godskin Apostle at the top of the Windmill Village, even though that also took me more tries than I would ever like to admit. Kill Millicent for her prosthesis, because it's a very good talisman. I don't know, I just feel like I feel guilt every time I kill an NPC. I don't know. Kill Gillica so that we can get the Ritual Sword Talisman, which is another very good talisman. Kill this thing to get this thing, then this thing to get this thing. Now we need to kill the Tree Sentinel. I died a couple of times because I just had to, relearn his moves a little bit. But just through kind of knowledge of the fight and unresting the gears, I beat him. I just gotta say, the fireball move is complete bullshit. Like, every time I heal, he uses fireball, and it sucks. And it's like he won't stop using it. But yeah, it's dead. So now it's time for.
I got a new life. You would hardly recognize me. I'm so glad.
Alright, it's time for Goldfree. I'm actually fine with this boss. I mean, yes, he is just a copy paste, and then the other Godfrey is much better. He's actually my favorite boss in the game. But this one, I always get kind of mad at it, but it's literally just learning his attacks and dodging them right. So, I beat him after like a couple tries, but yeah. We got a new pocket, and we decided to fill that pocket with the Lord of Blood's Exaltation, which is dropped by Esgar, Priest of Blood. He's a fine boss. He's just a regular Catacombs boss, what do you expect? But the dogs are just so annoying. Like, it took me a couple tries just because of the dogs. And then Swarm of Flies, it's a horrible attack, and I'm so glad for this build, you wear the Okina mask, and it's not just every other arcane build, and I don't have to deal with fighting the white masks. So, yeah. Morgott time. I actually love this boss. He's probably my second favorite. Yeah, I summon Melina because I'm not used to full melee builds. I just kind of started using them. For my first couple playthroughs, I used spellcasters. But, yeah, so we used Margot's Shackle in the first phase. And did you know that it actually doesn't work in the second phase? Yeah, I kind of find that out the hard way. So, yeah, basically, Melina just kind of keeps making him swap aggro. And, yeah, that's basically the Morgott fight. I don't know how his grab works. His grab is dumb. Like, for some reason, even when he clearly does not stab me, I'm still stabbed and hoisted in the air, and I take a bunch of damage. I don't like it. Like, his stab move sucks. And the rain is fine. It's just really annoying because I have to kind of weave around, and then if I'm, like, slightly a pixel, like, off of my placing when I stand while he's doing it, I get hit, and it's bad. But other than that, I love this boss. He's amazing. And yeah, onto mountaintops.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left.
Up the grand lift of Rold so we can get to the mountaintops of the giants. Ignorialis. And it's time to fight me. Yeah, so Okina. And I fight him, it goes well enough. But while I'm fighting him, I see that he has a dagger in his left hand. I did not know that. So, I guess we have to go get that now. In Okina's left hand, he uses the Wakizashi, I hope I'm saying that right. But it's in the jail cave, which is a really cool mini dungeon. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Go to EG to level up our Rivers of Blood to +4. Somberstone 6 in Lindell. Somberstone 7 right here. And Somberstone 9 right here. I don't know where I found Somberstones 5 and 8. They were just in my inventory, so yeah. Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 3, and that makes our Rivers of Blood at +9 and our Wakizashi at +18. Go into the Spirit Collar Cave to get the drip. I am now the new Drip King. Look at me. So drippy. My gosh. On to Fire Giant, and I hit him once, and I realize I'm not doing as much damage as I usually do. I mean, maybe that's just the weapon, but yeah, so I decided to go level up a little bit. I throw myself off a cliff to get a couple more levels so I can get some more FP. I fight Godfrey for the Godfrey Icon Talisman, even though later I realized that Corpse Piler is not a chargeable skill, so it doesn't actually do anything. Um, yeah, so I just keep the sword talisman on. Okay, back to Fire Giant. This fight is more of a pushover than it is a real fight now. I know all of his attacks, but it's just a matter of remembering how to dodge them. It's a lot of just whether or not I beat him on my third try, or if it takes me 2 hours and I have to take a break. It's just kind of a flip of a coin what happens and what doesn't. So, uh, yeah, I'm not really doing much more damage with the skill. Maybe I would have been better off just attacking normally, but who knows? I still beat him, and that's all that really matters. I let Melina burn the Erd Tree, and I wake up in Ohio.
Down in Ohio, swag like Ohio, down in Ohio.
After getting the first grace in Fort Missoula, I go to Liurnia to get the Winged Sword Insignia, which is like Millicent's Prosthesis, but a little bit worse, and it stacks with Millicent's Prosthesis. So now I'll be doing a little bit more damage with every combo. Kill Darrowwill in one combo, which gives me the motivation because I realize that I have come very far. Kill Ghost Loretta in under 10 seconds, which is adding to my motivation because, yeah, I just feel like I'm very, very underleveled and it doesn't make sense. Talk to Ronnie and then fall off her tower. I never thought I'd ever do that. Now we can buy the Carrion Filigreed Crest, which lowers the FP consumption of skills and spells and stuff. Godskin Duo time. Okay, listen, there is no boss in the game worse than Godskin Duo. Like, seriously. I have to summon Bernie or else it's just too much. Like, I can't deal with Skinny and Fatty at the same time. And sleep pots make the whole fight so much easier, so if you don't do that and you're struggling, do that. Use sleep pots. But yeah, so Bernie makes it a little bit easier. He handles Skinny while I can handle Fatty. The rollout move is complete bullshit. Like, there's really no way to dodge it, so it's easiest to bait in his big jump attack instead of the rollout. And then you can dodge that easier, but, like, it won't stop until it hits you, or it rolls for 4 minutes. I don't know the exact time, but it feels like 4 minutes. And it feels like every time I'm trying to heal, they throw a fireball right, like, when the timing's just off so that it cancels out my heal. And, yeah, so that's how I really don't like Godskin Duo. Or, at least the Godskin Noble part of Godskin Duo. Skinny's fine. Fatty sucks. And when they're together, they're big, stinky doo-doo. Okay, now we go on to Alexander. Swag jump! Okay, well, now we go on to Alexander. The first time, he actually knocked me off the ledge with his attack, which is... I mean, I guess he can do it, but it's never happened to me before, so I was a little surprised. But anyway, we beat him, and we get the Shard of Alexander, which helps our skill out a lot. So that should be doing good damage now. Alright, so I go to kill the Putrid Avatar in the Dragon Barrow for the Thorny Cracked tier so that I can get a little bit more stance damage off of Malekith. It also gives me the Opaline Hard tier. And I know there's going to be that one shithead in the comments saying, "Oh, but Okina doesn't use Flame of the Red Mains." You know what? I couldn't really give less of a crap because, well, I'm not fighting something with an Arcane Bleed build that doesn't bleed. And then there's going to be the other shithead that comments and says, oh, well, Rivers of Blood also does fire damage, so you could just use that. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna hear it. I'm just using Flame of the Red Mains because it's easy, so you can sit there and cry about it. Alright, here's my thoughts on Malekith. So, first phase is alright, but he just never stops attacking. So, me, the little greedy little boy I am, wants to get 2 hits in instead of just 1 at a time. And that doesn't work out for me. So, for me, it feels like this fight takes super long, when really it's only, 2 minutes. But it feels really long for me, especially the first phase. So, the only hard part was getting past first phase and getting into second. Yeah, I think second phase Malekith is so much better than first phase Malekith because, 1, no pocket sand. It's great. There's no pocket sand in phase 2. And, yeah, I actually love the Malekith phase 2 fight. Phase 1's fine, but you gotta deal with it to get a great fight in the end. If you've been paying attention, you've been noticing that I've been summoning the rats. I haven't leveled them up at all. They get 1 shot, but it just helps me subvert the boss's attention so that I can get maybe 1 or 2 more hits in before they die. And it's actually been working pretty well. So, yeah, I am not leveling them up at all. I know Okina doesn't use rats, but it just makes it that much easier. And that's what won me the fight, I think. So, we gon' burn the whole Erd tree down with the Rune of Death. Now things will die again. In doing so, I end up in California. Is it too early to make that joke, or no?
I used to rule the world. Seas would rise when I gave the word.
And we show up on Gideon and rain on his little parade. Another hot take. Gideon is not free. I'm tired of people saying that Gideon is free. He is not. I mean, most of the time he is, but if you mess up on the first one, you're gonna have a bad time with the rest of the fight, because then he immediately starts attacking you. So if you don't get it in the first one, you're gonna not have fun. Yeah, so Gideon's not free. I don't know why people say he is. Not super excited for Godfrey, but I believe in myself. After numerous deaths to Godfrey, I was really tempted to follow that message, but I didn't, and I lazily approached the boss door, because I was really having a rough time fighting this boss, and wouldn't you know, I beat him on the try that I really didn't care. So, that might have a hidden meaning behind it, but I don't know. Yeah, so, basically, Horalu was easy. The only hard part was dodging his grab at the beginning, and getting through phase 1.5. That's really all I can say. Godfrey's, he's my favorite boss in the game, I think. I'm not really sure, but I think he's my favorite boss in the game. It's a hard choice, though, because I like a lot of bosses. Time for Radagon and Elden Beast. I hope this goes well. Are you serious? So close! I was so close! The wall! The stupid wall! Why is that there? Okay, this next one's gonna be it. I can feel it. Yes, I used Mimic Deer. Call me a wuss, but I did it. And this sounds like a good part to say. I have never beaten Elden Beast on my own before. This is the first time I have beaten it without another player helping me. So I feel accomplished, even if I use Mimic Tier. And, yeah, so basically I was just throwing myself against Radagon for a long time, and almost beat him a couple times, but I only got to Elden Beast once by myself. And then I got the Mimic Tier, and I was consistently getting to Elden Beast. And Elden Beast's fight, it's fine, but it's not fun. He just runs away, casts spells, Elden Stars. If he casts Elden Stars, I'm dead, basically. But luckily, I don't think he casted Elden Stars in this run, but I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I am so happy I beat this, and I really want to do a video like this again. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I have worked very hard on this video, so if you could leave a like and maybe subscribe, that would be amazing. And yeah, so I'll see you next time for another Elden Ring run.
Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.